Hi, my name is Jason Tran, and the purpose of this lab is to learn how to use edge-triggered and Systick interrupts and how to use the memory and watch windows during onboard debugging. System requirements were writing friendly initialization code to initialize 3 different functionalities. The onboard LEDs needed to flash blue and red using a Systick interrupt approach to generate a 0.1 second delay. A rising edge interrupt on PF0 is created to count the number of times it's triggered and global variable. For interrupt service routines, we must acknowledge clear flags that requested the interrupt and communicate via shared global variables. Some interrupt rituals to initialize structures specify a flag may interrupts, configure MVIC, and enable interrupts. In this case, we were required to implement 5 functions. Our purpose was to initialize port FLEs, initialize Systick timer to 0.1 second delay with interrupt enabled, initialize edge trigger interrupts for PF0 or switch to rising edge, handle GPIO port F interrupts, and handle Systick generated interrupts. When port F interrupt triggers, we acknowledge flag 0 and then increment global variable rising edges. When timer interrupts, it triggers red and blue LEDs are toggled at the same time. We implemented these functions using friendly initialization and was able to toggle the LEDs while incrementing the rising edges. Here's my board flashing the blue and red LED, and I will be showing the watch one window and memory one window. Here's my watch one window, my memory one window, and my port F peripheral. When the switch 2 is pressed and it's ran, nothing happens. However, when switch 2 is released, it increments by 1. And then we continue repeating this process. And see when switch 2 is not pressed, it increments.